have you up on my phone
now. All right. What's up, guys? How we doing? So today we are doing something that I have never done before. I'm going to be writing my novel live, and I'm scared. But yeah, I don't know, it's something that Nugs suggested that I do. You're up there. And I don't know, maybe it's a good idea. And if it's not, then, you know, I'll continue to have nobody watching me, and I'll learn from it. Hey, what's up, Keithor89? What's up, baby? How you doing? Hope you've been very well. I hope you and your family are doing well during this holiday season. I know it's not easy for everybody, but glad you're here. Yeah, I don't know what I'm supposed to do here. Also, I'm stone sober, and that may be causing me a little bit of concern. What's up, Nemesis? How you doing, buddy? Hope you're doing very, very well today. So my plan is to, I guess, just write. And if people talk to me, then I'll talk to you. If you have any questions about what I'm doing, my process, anything like that, ask away, and I will talk to you and let you know. Other than that, if it's super boring and you don't think I should do shit like this live, then let me know that too. Because I'm stepping way outside my comfort zone here. But I guess let's get to it. So, right now I am doing an interlude. I'm going to be introducing one of the characters in my book here, in such a way that we start to see the threat that the main characters are up against. So what I do typically is I just kind of let it rip. Sometimes I outline my chapters. I often outline my books. Sometimes I outline my chapters. Sometimes I doze. Like sometimes I just sit down and just let it start coming out. So like I know this guy. This guy's name is Clive. He kind of lives on his own out in the Badlands. Thank you very much. The Badlands along Route 10 in Texas. And yeah, I guess we're gonna let it rip. It's cool to see how I do things. Okay. Shit, dog, I don't know. But thank you. All right, so we are emboldened and we don't need to be. I edit while I go. Guys, it's probably going to drive you insane. I don't know if we have any writers out there, but I edit as I go typically. When you write, do you think out loud or keep it in my thoughts? Typically I keep it in my thoughts. I've experimented with like dictation and stuff, like text to speech, or speech to text rather, type of stuff. For me, it's easier to write the old-fashioned way, I guess. Just sit down at the keyboard and let it pour out. What I try to do and I think a lot of writers try to do this, is, the big rule is show don't tell. And I know that I've beaten that concept over the head kind of as we've spoken over the past few months when I've been on stream and stuff. But in this case, like right here, I'm trying to express to the reader that this guy's spouse passed away. So he glanced to his side in the empty chair that sat there, neglected for occupancy these last 8 years. So what I'm trying to say without saying it there is that, 8 years ago, he had somebody to sit with. And I'm sure, don't need to insult your intelligence. I'm sure that you get that. But, all right, the night was heavy, a blanket made of ink and memories that Clive found himself under yet again. He glanced to his side in the empty chair that sat there, neglected for occupancy these last 8 years. What were the dogs' names? I had Gunther, Fisk, and Plop. So typically what I do is I will write in Google Docs, and that is auto-saving as I go and stuff like that. But then once I'm finished with like a chapter or a piece of writing, I'll back it up on my computer, just because losing work is the worst. It's terrible. It feels real bad. All right, somewhere behind him, Gunther, Fisk, and Plop vocalized to one another a conversation in dog that Clive didn't understand, but that kept him company nonetheless. Okay. Yo, Mohammed, thanks for that share, buddy. I appreciate that very much. Guys, how are you doing today? I may be a little less interactive than usual. I may not. Who knows? Who knows? This is weird for me. Usually I do this alone, but I'm trying to be more genuine. You know what I'm saying? Like, genuine in my presence and stuff, so... Alright, so far off, more than a mile away up his roaded drive, a big rig droned by on Route 10, an insectile hum that added to the loneliness. And guys, again, feel free to ask questions. Feel free to talk it up. What have you guys been watching recently? Has anybody watched 1899? Because I watched it, and I thought it was quite good. Quite good. A little predictable near the end. But you suggest that I don't show what I'm typing for my novel to prevent anyone from copying and stealing my creation. That would wholesale defeat the purpose of writing my novel live. I appreciate the concern, but dude, if people want to steal my novel, if I see somebody's writing pop up, I've got literal video record that I wrote it first. You know, but I trimmed my face. I did. I got rid of like all of it. Got rid of all of it for a little bit. I don't know why I imagine coming here watching Griff on an old school typewriter in front of a fireplace in a darkened room on a stormy night. If only. If only. I've got to do it like a charlatan on a computer. It wasn't getting itchy. It just, I don't know. I felt like a change, dude. And I was feeling a little old, to be honest. And every time I shave, I feel like I look a lot younger, and I do. It's pretty wild. Dude, my body is jello. I upped my weights today, and I can definitely feel it. Alright, so Clive had a sneaking suspicion that just might be bullshit. I don't smoke, so what do smokers do? What is the verb? He tapped. What does he smoke? Does he smoke Marlboros? What would Clive of Texas smoke? Let's see. You haven't shaved in years. Bug rush headlong into suicide in the electric tines coils even. Hey baby.
Hello, how's it going?
More slowly than usual, but
Yeah.
But that's because
You're writing.
not reaching like a flow state, and I'm talking to the homies and stuff. And I'm nervous as shit too.
Well, you're doing great.
As he filled his lungs with the sweet blue smoke, a bug rushed headlong into suicide in the electric coils of the zapper hanging by the trailer door.
I am gonna go film some reels.
Okay.
Do you need anything?
I just need kisses.
Mwah.
I love you.
I love you too.
Have fun.
Yeah.
Definitely Marb Reds, Cowboy Killers. Yeah. Used to print out game codes using Word. Yeah. Well, babe?
What game? Want to know? I'm nosy.
Well, I'm assuming it was like many games.
Yeah.
Back in the day, we didn't have the internet.
Oh, I know. I was part of that.
We would go to the library and just print out reams and reams of paper, like fucking spell books.
I remember that.
All right, so we've set our scene. We know where he is. It's not enough color. A blanket made of ink and memories that Clive found himself under yet again. This guy was nude of moon. Now I'm not fucking Shakespeare. Let's keep it to modern English, please, Griff. The sky was. The sky was. Let's not overdo it with metaphors. The sky was. Nothing. Fuck the sky. I'll get to the sky later if I need to. So this is a big problem that I have, guys. A lot of the time is I'll agonize over like a single sentence or something. Not sure the language has changed, but when I smoked that, tapping was known as pack or packing. Yeah. Like, I don't smoke. I've never smoked a cigarette in my life. Like, pat on the back, but my parents both did. And I know that they would like tap a hard pack to, I'm assuming, settle the tobacco. I don't fucking know, man. It's good enough. It's good enough for government work. Okay, Clive's wife, Barbara, had lost her long fight to ovarian cancer 8 years ago, nearly to the day. They say the time makes such losses easier to handle, but Clive had a sneaking suspicion that just might be bullshit. He tapped a Marlboro out of the battered pack in the pocket of his chambray work shirt and lit it. As he filled his lungs with the sweet blue smoke, a bug rushed headlong into suicide in the electric coils of the zapper hanging by the trailer door, breaking the quiet with a loud bop. Do I smoke meat on the grill? Yes. Yes, sometimes. Sometimes it do be a thing. Out in the hard pan, a coyote howled a lonesome note into the dark. The hounds stopped their conversation and looked up for a moment. There we go. Before resuming. Dark Tide comes out tomorrow, guys. I really wish it was today because tomorrow's not one of my stream days, but we'll definitely be checking that out Friday. Friday's mine unless I'm streaming with Nugs on Friday. I can't remember. But guys, tell me, be honest. What do you think of this? Is this like maddeningly boring, or is this, just as boring as all my other streams? All right, Hound stopped their conversation and looked up for a moment before resuming. Clive tapped Ash onto the hard-packed dirt and leaned back in his chair. Leaned back in his chair, once again wishing that he hadn't quit the oil fields a year prior. Not the oil fields, let's say he quit the Roughneck's life. And he didn't quit it, he retired because he's fucking old. Retired from the Roughnecks life last year. So now we know the kind of guy he is. Clive tapped ash onto the hard-packed dirt with one calloused hand. Once again, wishing he hadn't retired from the Roughnecks life last year. With all the time on his hands. They don't call them antenna, they call them rabbit ears. Alright, Clive tapped ash into the hard-packed dirt with one calloused hand and leaned back in his chair, once again wishing that he hadn't retired from the Roughnecks life last year. With all the time he had on his hands now, there was little to do besides watch what trash TV came in on the rabbit ears of his old wooden set, smoke cigarettes, and miss his wife. Okay. I can live with that. So this is not a main character. This is a poor son of a bitch. Griff, how have you been? How's the fam? I hope all is well. Matches, what's up? I have been pretty well. I hope you're well as well. I'm trying something new today. I'm writing live on stream. I don't know how I feel about it, but it is what it is. I don't know. I've never, I guess, seen another author who streamer who auths. Alright, I'm thinking we've got some scene here. Let's get some summary going. Alright. Clive met Barb, because she's Barb now, because we're inside our man Clive's brain. Clive met Barb just out of high school, because fucking of course he did. Because if it ain't broke, don't fix it. When he was working in her old man's garage. There we go. As a custodian, janitor, maintenance guy. As a, well, to put it plainly, Clive had worked as Reggie Tompkins, because she was Barbara Tompkins before she was Mrs. Clive Cowboy Guy. Reggie Tompkins is bitch. Anything the gruff old mechanic had needed. It's pretty good little playlist even. That's the word I'm looking for, playlist to write to. Anything the gruff old mechanic needed done around the shop. Clive had done. All right, Clive met Barb just out of high school when he was working in her old man's garage as a, well, to put it plainly, Clive had worked as Reggie Tompkins' bitch. Anything the gruff old mechanic needed done around the shop, Clive had done. Never one to mince words. I would feel like writing on stream is such a vulnerable risk. Risk isn't sharing an open creative thought process, deep thoughts and ideas. Yeah, somebody else had said something like that too. I mean, if it ever like went to court, then I've got video proof and witnesses and stuff that it's mine. I don't know. I mean, it's been an experiment. I just wanted to see if it was something that you guys might be interested in from the follower or the viewer count. I'm getting the impression that not so much. But yeah, I might wrap this up and either pull out a game or maybe just chat for a little while. But yeah, I can see the risk there. With respect, Reggie, though he did, was helpless against her. You just meant as an individual? Oh, you mean like being that open? Yeah, I can see that. I don't know. I mean, I kind of feel like this is what I do now. Like, you know, I'm writing because I want to write. I want to do that as what I do. And I think I've got the chops for it. Honestly, I really do. Like, one of the things that I'm going to do today is I'm recording the first episode of my podcast, which I'm doing like a horror podcast. So that should be up on Spotify by the end of the day if I can figure out how to upload shit to Spotify. But yeah, this doesn't seem to be what the people want. So, you know, it'll probably be a one-time thing. Never want to mince words. Reggie had promised no short list of harm should Clive go ahead. No, he's not going ahead. He's... J.K. Rowling's lurking in the back here. Yeah. Yeah, well, she's got billions. I hope J.K. Rowling tries to steal my shit and I've got ironclad proof that she did. Because then I'll just buy an island. Probably serve her right from what I've heard of her. Never one to mince words. Reggie promised no short list of harm should Clive go through their elopement. What is the noun of elope? Elopement. Yeah. See, I know some shit. Hopefully Google didn't just like auto-populate like man gets ear of corn up the ass and spanked by an elephant ear or something. The words are strong with this one? What do you mean? Clive, of course, had run away with Barb. Anyway. Ha 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 ha. Their wedding had been a modest little thing. Just two kids in love. Standing before a gum-chewing preacher. All right, so this is what I do, guys. I go back, I read it to see if it passes the what do I call it? If it passes the readability test, okay? So the night was heavy, a blanket made of ink and memories that Clive found himself under yet again. He glanced to his side and the empty chair that sat there, neglected for occupancy these last 8 years. Somewhere behind him, Gunther, Fisk, and Plop vocalized to one another a conversation in dog that Clive didn't understand, but that kept him company nonetheless. Far off, more than a mile away up his rutted dirt drive, a big rig droned by on Route 10, an insectile hum that added to the lonesomeness. Clive's wife Barbara had lost her long fight to ovarian cancer 8 years ago, nearly to the day. They say that time makes such losses easier to handle, but Clive had a sneaking suspicion that just might be bullshit. He tapped a Marlboro out of the battered pack in the pocket of his chambray work shirt and lit it. As he filled his lungs with the sweet blue smoke, a bug rushed headlong into suicide in the electric coils of the zapper hanging by the trailer door, breaking the quiet with a loud pop. Out in the hardpan, a coyote howled a lonesome note into the dark. The hound stopped their conversation and looked up for a moment before resuming. Clive tapped ash onto the hard-packed dirt with one callous hand and leaned back in his chair, once again wishing that he hadn't retired from the Roughneck's life last year. With all the time he had on his hands now, there was little to do besides watch what trash TV came in on the rabbit ears of his old wooden set, smoke cigarettes, and miss his wife. Clive met Barb just out of high school when he was working in her old man's garage as a, well, to put it plainly, Clive had worked as Reggie Tompkins' bitch. Anything the gruff old mechanic needed done around the shop, Clive had done. Barb, a beautiful, sweet brunette with a bright future, had made the first move, and respect Reggie though he did, Clive was helpless against her. Never one to mince words, Reggie had promised no short list of harm should Clive go through with their elopement. Clive, of course, had run away with Barb anyway. Their wedding had been a modest little thing, just two kids in love standing before a gum-chewing preacher in a little church house outside Dallas. Okay. It reads like a book. Little long in the tooth, I think, in a couple sentences, but it reads like a book. With barely $100. Barely $100. Thank you, Google. Scary AI, motherfucker. Ooh, little Rhodes organ in there. That was sexy. I like that. With barely $100 between them, Let's see. With barely $100 between them, they'd hit the beaches of Galveston for an impromptu honeymoon that had turned into 5 years of bliss. Clive working the offshore rigs, because I'm pretty sure I saw oil rigs off the coast of Galveston when I was down there. And Barbara and Barb getting her bachelor's degree in early childhood development and teaching youngins at a neighborhood school, elementary, a neighborhood elementary even. Reggie Tompkins, in all his pride and rage, saw his daughter again. He suffered a massive stroke while leaning over the engine of what's a sexy car? Of a 66 Impala, baby. And was found with his face pressed into the air filter. 7 hours later. Okay. Barb hadn't even cried, which Clive found odd at the time. But came to understand over the next 30 Reggie had been a monster behind closed doors. And the things he'd done to his wife and daughters made Clive wish, in retrospect, that he'd gotten the chance to kill Reggie himself. Okay, so now we've got a person who is a person here. Clive's got a past. Clive had hopes and dreams. Oh, I just gave too much away by giving a verb tense. All right, Clive met Barb just out of high school when he was working in her old man's garage as a, well, I don't like this. This doesn't flow. Right there. That's it. Clive met Barb just out of high school when he was working in her old man's garage as Reggie Tompkins' bitch. Anything the gruffle mechanic needed done around the shop, Clive had done. Barb, a beautiful, sweet brunette with a bright future, had made the first move. And respect Reggie though he did, Clive was helpless against her. Never one to mince words, Reggie had promised no short list of harm should Clive go through with their elopement. Clive, of course, had run away with Barb anyway. Their wedding had been a modest little thing, just two kids in love standing before a gum-chewing preacher in a little church house outside Dallas. With barely $100 between them, they hit the beaches of Galveston for an impromptu honeymoon that had turned into 5 years of bliss. Clive working the offshore rigs, and Barb getting her bachelor's degree in early childhood development and teaching youngins at a neighborhood elementary. Reggie Tompkins, in all his pride and rage, never saw his daughter again. He suffered a massive stroke while leaning over the engine of a '66 Impala and was found with his face pressed into the air filter 7 hours later. Barb hadn't even cried, which Clive found odd at the time, but came to understand over the next 33 years of their marriage. Reggie had been a monster behind closed doors, and the things he'd done to his wife and daughters made Clive wish, in retrospect, that he'd gotten the chance to kill Reggie himself. Alright, I think I'm gonna call it there. Oh my goodness. Yo, Jay the Gamer, thank you so much for the subscription, buddy. I appreciate you very much. This is a little bit of a failed experiment, I think. Which, you know, I get. Holy shit. You know, I am kind of just sitting here writing, which, you know, I get is maybe not the most interesting thing that's ever happened, but read my book when it comes out, if you're a reader. But yeah, guys, I'm gonna call it here. I'm gonna be putting some work into the stream over the next week, making for a more exciting Who'shamawatcha. Jordan, that's amazing. I'm very happy that you beat COVID, my friend. That's good stuff. But yeah, so one of the things that I am considering is turning my Facebook page from gaming video creator into author. And if I have to, I'll just make another page that I'll stream games to on Facebook, and I'll just let everybody who's interested know. People watch Artist Draw. I think it's about the same vibe. Just have to find the crowd who's into the writing process. Yeah. Well, and I mean, Twitch doesn't have a writing category. They've just got like art and IRL and just chatting and stuff, which, you know, this is not. But we'll figure it out. I'm reinventing myself right now, guys, and you're gonna get the real me from here on out. Oh, goodness gracious alive. But it has been fun, in a way, to share this with people. Though, might drive you insane with how many times I go over my stuff. But anyway, guys, I will be back on Friday, if not earlier. Authors on Twitch use writers as a tag or as a category, because when I was looking through IRL, I didn't see writers. But if that's the case, then I have just mistagged it. So maybe that's the issue. Who knows? But I appreciate that. Also, what's up? Is it Wise Books or is it East Books? Welcome. It's nice to see you. As a category. Really? Let me take a sneaky peek. See if I can find what you are referring to. All right, so we've got IRL. So are these all of the categories? Forgive me, I haven't used Twitch a lot since they changed their whole format. So we've got IRL here, we've got these. None of those are writing. Probably something that I should just search for. Writers, not writers. Writers. Okay, so this exists. Oh. Well, shit. Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. I didn't know that was a thing, and now I do. So I'll do that next time. Yo, what's up, Bionic? How you doing? We're just finishing up. Just getting ready to log off. But I was writing. I was working on my novel live, and to mixed results, you know, which I basically expected. But anybody who's watching and who has not followed, you know, follow if you'd like, and we will talk writing and stuff more. If you want to keep abreast on my releases, follow on TikTok, follow on Instagram. I release fiction in serial format on those two platforms, and you can track my progress on the novel that I was working on today over on Facebook. House of Everlasting Shadow is where you'll find me on every platform, and all of my creative pursuits will be available if you just search that anywhere. Am I using Kindle Vella? No. I'm using Google Docs right now. I'm familiar with the term Kindle Vella, but I'm not familiar with what it is. But I should learn what it is. Love to know about the publishing process when I get that far. Absolutely. Yeah, so my plan is to go to a publisher who's actually quite close to me geographically. They publish local authors. Kindle Vella is Amazon's new serial fiction platform. Well, golly Bob howdy, that's amazing. Thank you so much. Dude, give me 2 shakes of a lamb's tail. You seem like somebody I want to know. Are you Wise Bookcase? Where are you? Yo, Dane, thank you for that like over on Facebook. I appreciate that. Well, I was going to follow you, but shoot. I don't see you. You don't stream. Oh, well, okay. Well, then follow me so we can talk if you want to. You don't have to. But guys, most of you know, I'm Griff, Nate, Nathaniel. Be publishing under Nathaniel Griffin, and just follow all the jazz, you know? If you like horror, if you like the new weird, I might be up your alley. But until next time, thank you very much for watching, guys. I bid you adieu. Mwah. And it's been a lovely time talking and writing. But yeah, thank you again for just pointing me in the direction of all these resources, Wise Books. I will be looking into them, and it's been a pleasure to talk to you as well. So stay metal, guys. Take care of yourselves, and I will see you soon.